Hey friends, happy Friday. We made it to the weekend. Welcome to my live, and if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. I am so glad that you are here. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. So if you happen to be looking for easy to use, easy to clean, DIY projects and inspiration, you are in the right place. So once you hop on tonight's live or the replay later, say hi in the comments and or hashtag replay if you are watching later. That would be greatly appreciated. And just say hi whenever you hop on. Tell me where you're watching from. I do want to let you know that I'm live in 3 locations this evening. So if you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your feed, that viewer may be watching from a different platform. Also, if you are watching from my private Facebook group, there is a StreamYard link in the description of the video. If you click that link, that just gives StreamYard permission to pin your profile name and pic to your comment. You can choose not to click the link. That's okay. Just know that your comment will show up as Facebook user in my comments. I'll still interact. I'll still say hi. I may not know who I'm talking to though. So, and at any time during this project, you like what you see and you think others should see it too, please feel free to spread the craft love all over Facebook and YouTube and hit that heart button and the, thumbs up button. And as always, tag your crafty friends and invite them to watch along with you. With that, let's go to the comments. Jason says, woohoo for Friday! And he says, hello from the other side of the door. So as others hop on, I will say hi. Oh, gosh, sorry. I got this tickle. It has been super windy in Kansas, and I was standing out in a dirt field for about 4 hours on Wednesday, so my allergies are quite acting up this evening. So my apologies. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera and we can get this project started because it's probably going to take a while. So sit back, grab a drink, and just enjoy. So I'm going to be using a 14-inch round. I pick these up all the time at Hobby Lobby. They're in a package of 3, for $12.99. Just be careful when you get them because you want to get the 1/4-inch ones, and they are in a package of 3. If you get the package of 6, they are an 1/8 of an inch thick, and they are super flimsy. If you do get those, I would highly encourage you to glue 2 together, but make sure you get the package of 3, and they are fairly sturdy. Also, make sure that they are flat and not warped when you buy them. And I've also learned it's better to store them flat like this versus I used to stick them in a package the way that they came upright in a basket, and they tend to warp a little bit that way. We're also using this C-size transfer. It's called Fright This Way. So you do get 2 designs with this transfer, Fright This Way and enter at your own risk. And then I'm also using the 3D cutout, or 2D cutout, 3D cutout, the dimensional chalkable shape. And then we're going to be using, this is a retired pattern, but I have not, I think I may have used it once. So my idea is we're going to color block this. So I'm going to stain. I'm going to stain the top. I'm going to paint the bottom orange, I think. And then we'll chalk our hands, but I think I'm going to have the hands go this way. So and actually I may even have the finger stick off. We'll have to see. I just don't want it to ever get broken off. But that's the idea. And then I'm going to put the damask pattern down here on the orange. So that is the plan, Stan. So again, sit back, grab your favorite drink, because this one may take a bit. And this side has a goober, so we will put that towards the back. And my apologies if you can hear Dane. He's super loud this evening, but that's okay. I'll enjoy it while I can. So I'm going to color block this. And I usually just kind of eyeball it. I'm going to bring, so that kind of fits. I may stagger this so it says Fright This Way. So I probably need to, actually this might work. If I put the hand, well, I can just use this hand. So if I put the hand there, so I do need to bring that down. Okay, so I think that ought to give me enough room. Sorry, I'm just kind of talking to myself, talking my way through it. Okay, so we'll do the top portion in my favorite antique wax. That's kind of how I like to stain things. I'm going to get, I'm stepping away for just a tad bit because I want to get a glove. Just get a, okay. So then I'm going to pour, got a few other things that I'm going to mix. So I'm just going to pour it in my little egg dish over here. I like to get these. I've got a few of these. You can find them at Easter at Walmart. They might make nice little paint trays. Okay. And then I need some paper towels. Some paper towels. I'll put that up there. Okay. I'm going to do the edges first because those are usually the hardest. Well, and this way, it's just easier to get those first. I know you don't want to watch me paint the sides, but we're going to anyway. It's also easier to hold on to it with both sides unfinished. And I am a side and a back painter. You know, a lot of people aren't backside painters, but I just think it looks better. Plus, if you're adding your wet medium, whether it be paint, stain, sealer, it's best to do, from what I've read, it's best to do it to both sides. That way you're adding an equal amount of moisture to both sides, and then you get less warping that way. Or if it does warp, you get equal warping. So I just take a paper towel and I wipe off the excess. And you're left with a really nice color. So let's do the front side. It'll go a little faster. You could also just use acrylic paint and a baby wipe. It works well that way too. You could also use chalk paste and a baby wipe. Or you can water down your chalk paste and use it kind of like a paintable paint. Again, this goes on quick. Okay, get all that excess off. And there we go. That side is done. Got way too much out. That's okay. Let's see. We can put it back in. Easy peasy. Okay. That back on, and I'm going to get a little, so I can reach up. I'm going to get a little fold over baggie. I'm going to put my brush in here so I can save it for later when I do the back side. That way it won't dry out on me. Put that away for right now. Oh, no, we won't, because I'll need it. Okay, let's give this one a good dry. Hey, Miss Ashley, are you done with your football game? Oops. Oh, I'm knocking everything over. Welcome. So we are probably doing one of my last Halloween projects for the year. And speaking of Halloween, a lot of the Halloween transfers and chalk shapes are 50% off while supplies last. I have put a cart link in the description of the video, so all of my supplies are linked. So again, we are using the Fright This Way and the little hand cutout. So it's going to go like right about there. This bottom part will be orange. And I'm also going to show you an alternative for chalk paste if you happen to run out or you have a bunch of acrylic paint, but yet you want the consistency of chalk paste. I'm going to show you how to hack that. Ashley says it's too cold and you left at halftime. I bet it's in the 50s. I bet it's chilly. Especially since last week, wasn't it in the 90s? I bet that's cold. Okay. Everything's falling on the floor. I think that's dry. So we will take that off. So there is our top portion. So I'll just flip the tape over. And we will put it right here. I like to leave a tiny sliver, if I can, of that top color showing. That way I don't get any blank raw wood edges in my color blocking. Okay, so now I'm going to pull out a sponge. And I'm just using, because I have so much acrylic paint. Hello, Miss Caitlin. Because I have so much acrylic paint, I'm trying to use up what I have. That's probably way too much, but we'll use it later. So I got these sponges in the art department at Hobby Lobby, but you can go and get those. I've also used the, these, let me pull it out. These Dollar Tree car wash sponges, they work well as too. So I just cut hunks of it off. So I'm just going to dip my sponge in my paint, and it is a great way and a quick way to base coat. Miss Caitlin, do you have your feet up and drinking some hot tea? Okay, so let's probably need to get the edges. I'll try to get the edges without getting it all over the backside, because I will just stain that backside. Oops. So there's we've got the edges. I'm going to dry this really quick, and we'll put on a second coat to make it a little darker. I don't want it quite as see-through as that, but we're going to put a pattern on top of this, so it actually really, you could get away with probably one coat. Caitlin says she doesn't have her feet up yet. You just got back. Oh, you both went to the game. Fun. Oh, I think you both had little junior cheerleaders, right? I never got to experience that. Dane wasn't much into the cheerleading. Just leave that right there. Let's do a second coat really quick. Without getting it all over myself. I guess I ended up using all of that paint. Okay, so let's dry that. Caitlin says it was cold and windy. The sun was trying to come out, darn it, but I think it came out right about the time it was supposed to set. So Ashley said the little cheerleaders were so cute. I bet. So, excuse me. I was asking earlier, when you, if you are all sign painters, do you paint the back side or do you leave it naked? Do you leave it blank, or are you a back painter? I think that feels pretty good. I'm going to leave my tape because I'm going to be using this retired Halloween damask down here. Ashley says she leaves it blank. I am a back painter, and no offense, I'm to each his own, you do you, but I'm a back painter. When I worked at CJ's and I would see all of those unfinished, people were charging $40 or $50 for a sign, but yet yeah, it just, to me, it doesn't look as polished, but that's, again, you do you. No offense. Just, I was curious more than anything. Hello, Miss Margie. Okay, so you've ran out of orange paste, or you want to enjoy Couture, but you can only choose. And if you have to choose between transfers and paste, you can only get one. So that's your second option. Or you have so much acrylic paint that you want to try to use it up, but you like the consistency of chalk paste. Or like when I was working on some Hocus Pocus rounds last week, I was using acrylic paint and I wanted a chalk paste consistency that matched my acrylic paint. So I have had this in my stash and I knew that it existed. So this is called Coco's Chalky Powder. And literally you mix it with acrylic paint and it can become a chalk paste like consistency. And I did use it for my Hocus Pocus rounds and you can't really tell the difference. It might be a little more translucent than chalk paste is, but it works just the same. So I'm going to add a little bit of acrylic paint to this little well. And it says if you want to make a cup of paint, I think I can barely read this. If you want to make chalk paste, you put 2 tablespoons of powder to 1 teaspoon of paint, and that makes a 2-ounce jar. But I don't want a 2-ounce jar. You get it at Hobby Lobby. I think it's like maybe $12.99. Also, this is also great for if you're a hobbyist crafter. The problem, chalk paste is fantastic. It works well with transfers, but if you don't use it enough, it will your chalk paste will dry out. So this is a great alternative if you don't want to sink all of your investment into chalk paste just to have it all turn rock hard. So invest your money into your transfers. Buy your 50-cent paint from Walmart, your apple barrel, and then get some of this chalky powder from Hobby Lobby. And you can probably buy it on Amazon as well. You can probably buy it directly from Coco's Chalky Powder. And that would be a great alternative to having paste that dries up if you don't use it very often. So I'm just going to start with a tad bit. Because I know with the economy the way that it is, people may not be able to afford transfers and every color of paste. And if you already have a lot of acrylic paint, this might be a great alternative. But yet you can still take advantage of the ease of use of the transfers. I will never deter you from buying chalk paste, but I also know that some people just need other options. It's probably still a little thin. You want it to be kind of like sour cream. It still needs to have some body to it. So let's get a little more. Margie says, great idea. I've had it for a while and I finally broke down and used it last week and it works fantastic. I would just mix a little bit at a time. getting a little better. See, it doesn't run off my stir stick as easily. I might add just a skosh more. So you probably want more than you think. It might be too. Let's try that one. That's looking a little better. See that? There you go. It doesn't even. It hardly comes off my stick. Ashley also agrees that that is a great. It's a great idea. It is, yeah. Just trying to give you all some options in these crazy times. So you could lighten this with a little bit of white. You could darken it with a little bit of brown or black. But you know, I'm terrible at color mixing, so I'm just going to do a tone on tone, and I'm going to be good with that. So let's bring in our damask. I'm going to pull it down from the top, and I'm just going to fuzz a certain amount. So I'm not going to worry about waxing that little bit of orange. I do want to, however, fuzz my transfer. So what I'm doing is knocking back a lot of that adhesive so it doesn't pull off my paint when I pull it off of the door round. It'll also keep my transfer from sticking so hard that it pulls or distorts when I pull it up, because then it just doesn't like to work very well after that. It's still super sticky. And you can use any terry cloth towel. You can use a t-shirt. You could use this, use your pants. It's kind of like when you buy a Cricut or a Cameo mat and they're super sticky. You have to fuzz those a little bit, otherwise you can never get your vinyl or HTV off. So I'm just going to stick this here. I still have my tape to cover up to keep my colors from mixing. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I'm going to burnish it down. Okay, so let's. The only bad thing about well is I can't get my squeegee in there. So let's use one of these. I may not have made enough. Yikes. Or maybe I did. I probably did. Okay, let's try that for now. So I'm just going to use my squeegee because it's not quite the same consistency. Make sure you try to use a really light hand so you don't squish it underneath the transfer. It sounds a little gritty, but it works just like paste does. Now I would, because paint has a little bit more plastic in it than probably our paste does, I would make sure that you get this under some water or spray it down until you have a chance to clean it. That way that plastic doesn't, the plastic parts in the paint don't permanently stay in the screen. So let's see what kind of damage we did. It's going to be a little hard to see it because it's tone on tone. But it worked brilliantly. So I'm going to set that down. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and walk this over to my utility sink. And I'm just going to get some water on it real quick. Okay. Let that simmer and stew until we're finished. So there's what it looks like. Can't even hardly tell the difference. It went on beautifully. I think I can move that. So let's dry that before I pull the tape off. I'm kind of digging the whole tone on tone. I did that on the Hocus Pocus rounds when I added the texture to those. I think it's okay. It's probably not quite dry, but it's pretty close. That's so pretty. That's what that looks like. I love it. Okay, so now let's bring in our hand. So it's going to go, it should probably go that way, but I'm thinking it just kind of depends on whose door it's going to go on. You can also, what is the transfer goes that way, so it's going to have to go this way, which works better. So it's going to go like that. Okay. And then I don't know if I should do my words first. I probably should. Okay, I'm going to pull. Let me bring my tape back in. And this is more just as a guide, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So that'll go there. So actually, it'll help me. So I just need to know I can't go, I need to stay above this line for my words. And the only reason I'm doing my words first is because I'm going to do my hand in black. And I don't want to do my hand in black and then try to fight all of that dirty paste and then do white with my words. So we'll do the words first. Oops, wrong scissors. So I want to separate these two designs from each other. You could whack your transfer in half. That's totally up to you. Kind of depends on how you store them. I don't like to do that because then if you store them in the package, then you've got two pieces and they're going to fall one behind the other and you don't really know what you have. So this way, both designs are readable and visible in whatever storage system you use. And also make sure that you note the backside so that you know when you're done cleaning the transfer and you're ready to put it away, because this is reusable, but the transfer goes on this side, not the other side. So I will probably do this way first. Okay, so let's fuzz that a little bit. Again, I'm just knocking back some of that adhesive so that it doesn't pull up any of my wood fibers or my paint, and also so that it doesn't stick so hard that it pulls or distorts the transfer, because then it may not work as well. So I'm just placing, oops, I'm also using the wrong side. The microfiber side works better to dry things. The terry cloth side is going to hold all of your lint and dog hair and all that fun stuff. Okay, let's make sure that should be good. Okay, so to find my center, I'm going to line up the edge of this with the edge of way. And I'm going to pinch up here and get a slight crease. Oh, yeah. That way I can kind of find my center. If I put my board on my mat, my 7-inch mark is my center. So that's roughly right there. Move that out of the way. Okay. Let's put my hand there for, oh yeah, that's, oh wait, that's down too far. Or I can move it down a little farther, maybe. I think that'll work though. I don't want it too far down, but that doesn't give me a whole lot of, let's move it down a little more. Sorry, I'm going to do a slight adjustment. Okay, so that is roughly right there. I just want to make sure I have room for the word fright. And a bow, and a kind of a rag bow. So we'll just do that. I think I can go ahead and pull my tape. Put that there and see what happens. It's okay. I'm not too worried if it gets cut off a little bit. I, however, don't think it's even. Okay, let's just do that, Robin. Quit fretting about it. I am going to put, because I worked so hard on that part down there, I am going to get the scrap piece of backer sheet just to keep that from sticking. Let's bring in our white. So I'm just getting a little bit of chalk paste on my squeegee. I don't know what I'm gonna. It's probably gonna go in either. It'll probably be at the wine walk. The wine walk. But it's not a special order. Just trying to use up or use the stuff that I bought, so I don't have to store it till next to Halloween. But it'll probably go in. It'll either go in at Flipping Fabulous or it'll be at my table when I do the wine walk, unless somebody buys it ahead of time. It will be for sale as soon as it's sealed, which will probably be this weekend. Okay, so I just evened out my squeegee lines. So let's put that somewhere. Down there. Okay, let's dry that. I still have several door rounds left from my vendor event. I have both Hocus Pocus rounds. One's at Flipping Fabulous right now and one's still here. I have This Family's a Little Baddie. Okay, so let's bring back in Fright. I'm gonna again find the center of that. I'm gonna line the F and the T up roughly. Put it back in between my glass mat. Find the 7. I'm going to tuck it right down there. Okay. I'm also going to stick that there because I don't want that to pull any of that paste off. I need to drop it down a little bit. This is the second time I've used the chalky powder with the paint. But in one of my icon art groups, there's people that use chalky powder and paint, acrylic paint exclusively. I'm a little worried about that. It's not letting my tails seal very well. Okay, so let's do the word fright. Don't go into the next word, Robin. You don't need it. Okay. I'd let you want to, I could get you a little sample out of mine. If you want to try some, oh, that didn't work. There's something strange in the neighborhood. Okay. So I'm going to put that on the backer sheet until I can wash it. That looks a little crooked. I probably got it crooked. Okay. Now so I will be honest and say that I'm not the biggest fan of the white boutique surface. It's a lot more textured than the black boutique surface is. But so it usually feathers and bleeds on me. But I watched another designer and she said to wax the white boutique surface. So that would be all of the chalkable shapes and the white chalk chips. So that's what I'm going to try it and see if it works. So I want it to go, I'm going to want it to go that way, right? Yep. I guess that's not too bad. But it doesn't really bother me that it's going to cover it up. So you can use the chalk Couture surface wax. A lot of mine is kind of hard, so I do prefer this wax paste. Let's get this out. Yeah. So I'm going to paste wax this and see if it works. So what this is supposed to do is kind of even out the surface. It gets in some of those nooks and crannies. And let's buff that and see what happens. Let's get a little more. So I am using the Couture wax applicator. So it is also two-sided, a lot like our fuzz cloth. So it is a terry cloth on one side and a microfiber on the other. And they will get gunky. I just usually squirt some Dawn dish soap on mine and kind of rub it in really well. You can kind of use it like a soft scrub brush. Even a old toothbrush would work. Kind of get in there, get all that wax out. And then I'll let it soak in soapy water and then rinse them off and let them dry. And that seems to help get some of that crud off. Okay. So I'm gonna put that to the side. Let's bring our transfer back in. I forgot I needed it, so I'm glad I didn't wash it. So I want it this way. And actually, I'm going to bring the backer sheet in so it can kind of help me. I just don't want my transfer to stick to my glass mat. And I can kind of see through the transfer, so I can kind of see where I'm at on the wood cutout. Actually, I probably should have painted it black. But it'll work this way. It'll just be a reverse skeleton. Oh, that's not wanting to stick. So there's a lot of silk screen, especially down here. And there's not a lot sticking to the actual chalk shape. So that's going to be another thing that you want to be mindful of. I'm out mini squeegees. They are all over on my drying spot. Okay, so I'm going to get some black. I'm going to lightly drag it across the silk screen area. Get this finger. And then down here where there's not a lot of sticky, I'm just going to try to be really careful. I don't want to press hard because then I might bunch up that silk screen and then that would cause a bubble. So I want to even everything out. Okay. Let's see how it worked. Okay, I'm okay with that. So the waxing did work. It doesn't feather. I don't know if I have anything. Let me see if I can show you what I'm referring to. Do I have anything white? Okay. I'm going to pull a few things. Let me show you what I mean by feathering. So this white boutique surface is a lot more texture than the black boutique surface. So can you see on that W where it's kind of feathery and it's just kind of, the chalk paste is kind of seeped over the edges of the design? It's because of that texture of this boutique shape. You can also see it on this chalk shape. See how just the edges are just really not smooth? It's because that chalk paste is spread where all those little minute textures are. So see the difference? You look at this M right here, how it's feathered like that. So now look at this one. Hey, Amanda. There's very little feathering. So if you get these chalk shapes, wax your surface really well. It does make a huge difference. This probably isn't the best transfer to show you, but I can totally tell the difference. Okay, so let's dry that. If I can unbury my hair dryer. Okay, so let's dry this, and then we'll get it. Okie dokes. So let's bring our round back in. So this is the Fright This Way Transfer with the Fright This Way cutout. Okie doke. So now, Margie asks, so do this on simple shapes as well as all boutique surfaces. What about the wooden white surfaces? I would do it on all of the shapes and all of the boutique surfaces that are white. So let me pull. So on, this is the reversible, let me get that off, boutique surface. I don't know, there's no way to show you, but like the black is very smooth and it's not, but the white is bumpy. Not so much this one, but definitely the chalk shapes, and like the board and the white board and base is very textured. So I would wax any of your chalkable shapes and then any of the white boutique surfaces. The black, not so much, just because I think because that's the OG boutique surface, it's always fairly smooth. I've never had any trouble with the black feathering, but I always have trouble with the white feathering. So I would wax those. I also tend to wax the wood cutouts as well, because those do, just because of the nature of the wood grain, there is some texture in that as well. So here's that up close. So let's put some, I'm not going to connect these now. And my main reason is because I'm going to have to glue this and then probably clamp it. And anytime you're messing with glue, which is wet, and chalk paste, which is water reactive, there's always an opportunity to gum up your chalk paste. So I'm going to actually seal, I'll definitely seal this before I glue it on here. And then I'll probably seal both together, just because if I mix wet glue into the mixture, I could, 1, gum up this surface and 2, gum up this surface, and I don't want to do that. So I do want to put some holes in it. You're welcome, Margie. And well, you can thank Jessica Wilson, because I was watching her live the other day when she was using some chalk shapes, and that was her advice. So, and I've up until now have tried to steer clear of the white surfaces because I don't necessarily like them for that particular reason. Okay, let's put some holes. I'm going to stand up so I can get a better view. I think everything is uneven. I may have done this one uneven, but that's okay. It's the story of my life. Okay, so I'm using my center ruler, so 0 is here. I think this really helps me when I'm trying to put holes in my signs. So I've got 0 here, and so I've got 3 and 3 here. But you can use any marking. Like I could go to 3, and I can't read what that one is, but I'll do that one. It's not 3/8. It's whatever's between. Oh, that's a quarter. Anything bad. Okay, so I made a couple little teeny tiny white marks. If you don't have a centering ruler, you should probably get one. Ashley saying the sign is so cute. Thank you. We're going to make it even better here in a little bit. Okay, so this is the crocodile. I use this a lot of times instead of drilling, just because less likely to or less likely to injure myself. Although one of these days I'm kind of waiting for this portion of my desk to bolt through the center because there isn't any support under there. But sometimes these are easy to do. Sometimes they're kind of hard. I just kind of have to look underneath there and see my hole there. Okie doke. Now let's add some twine. And then we get to add the fun stuff. Okay. I need to get a little mouse pad so I'm not always throwing my scissors onto my mat. Okay. So I usually get 2 pieces of twine. I'm about out. I'm about ready to cut off a finger. Okie doke. And then cut those in half. How's everybody doing? This isn't taking as long as I thought it was going to, since we started with a naked blank sign. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of this tape that we used earlier. And that just acts as my needle to get it through the hole. It's much easier than trying to work with frayed. I'm not going to make I'm going to make my version of the bow. I have discovered a new form of bow that I think I prefer better. It's kind of my version of the messy bow. Okay, so I just usually get everything even, and then I kind of pick a link and I just kind of tie a knot. Okay, and then I just kind of cut the rest off. And then those can kind of fray and do whatever they want. Okie doke. So I don't want those. I don't want red. So I went through my stash. I still have some of these strips left. And then leave it to me. I thought, well, I bet I have a Halloween fabric or 2 laying around. Leave it to me to find all of my Halloween fabric on probably the last Halloween project of the season, but I did score, so I think this one might be kind of cute. I'm not using that one. We could use the spiders. That might be kind of fun. It might be a little much. I don't know. We could use this boo. There's a polka dot, but I don't think so. There's googly eyes. So I think I'll definitely be saving all of this fabric for next year. So then I have this orange and this stripe. I could also bring in a bandana, and I also have plain, but I think this is plenty. But I also have some black bandana. We'll see. We'll see how much I have. And I think there was is there a really long one? Nope. Okay. So we'll just use this. Does it? Yeah. This might be a little more whimsical for it, but this is just kind of what I discovered this past weekend. I'm just going to cut a couple strips of this. Oops. So I just put in a little slit and then I literally tear it. And these are bandanas from Hobby Lobby. They're almost a fat quarter. Actually, they might be big. They're bigger than a fat quarter. Fat quarters are like 18 by 18, and these are almost, I think, like 22 by 22, I think. So depending on the scale of your door hanger, you may want to leave these whole. Like I was doing larger pumpkins, door hangers, and so I left these strips whole. But for this one, I'm going to cut them in half. I have no idea I even had all this fabric. It would have come in handy a few projects ago. And then if they have any selvage pieces, you can cut those off. Okay. A couple of the spider. I think I got these at either Walmart or Dollar Tree. I can't remember. Some of them were they might have been from both. And then this one I know was from Hobby Lobby. Or not Hobby Lobby. Walmart, I think. Or was it Joann's? Or Michael's? I don't even remember. So we're gonna have to go this way. Oops, that didn't work. Did not work at all. Okay, this one's a long one. Okay, so I can get 4 out of that one. And they don't all have to be perfect. I think I'll use this wonky one as my tie. No one will ever know. Okie doke. So, move my hand out of the way. I want to flip it this way. And then I'm just going to tie this here. Try to make sure that it's all straight. And then I'm just going to kind of randomly, I'll try to alternate the colors. So like a black and white. And I might not always. So let's put this boo here. I don't even do them the same. Like, and then since I did a black here, I'll do an orange there, which I don't even necessarily like that, but so then we'll do a spider, and then we'll come in with this black and white, and we'll come in with another orange, a black and white bandana, and then we'll do a spider. And you can do some off this way, and so then this streamer will be longer here, and it might not get all into the word, your sentiment. But that doesn't really matter either. Excuse me. Oops, I forget about the skeleton. Dagnabbit. And the fluffier, the better. Totally forgot about the skeleton. Let's do this black and white one. And we'll do another orange. A couple more boos here. Pull some strings. Let's do the last skeleton. Nope, let's do a black and white here. And then we'll do another orange. And then we'll do a bandana. And then we'll do the last boo. Nope. Yep. Nope. Let's do the spider. Again, totally random. Let's do this one. Okay, you can save those two. So kind of okay. So then I need to find. That's my tie tail, and this is my other one. Now don't pull tight, but not extremely tight, because you might rip your tie material. And you're just going to tie it in a knot. And then you just kind of really want to fluff it out. I mean, as much as you can, and you kind of pull them apart. But I love this bow because it doesn't smash. You're not having to buy a lot of expensive ribbon. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I think it's cute. And so then let's what happened? I'm not even paying attention to you guys. I've just been over here decorating. Let me see. Let's see if I had any binder clips to clip it on. Okay. Let's see. I have these. This will at least give you an idea. Hopefully I don't bung up the paint though. Try to do it gently. Disregard the odd bulldog clips. You will get the gist. Okay. Let's try to hold it up. And then we just kind of need to fluff and pull everything forward. If it's too long and it gets into the sentiment, you can change it. Oops, there you go. Super cute. Little, and you could, if you wanted kind of, I mean, you could pull in the spider webbing on the edge, but I just kind of like it the way it is. Just kind of fluff this out. I think it's a much easier version of the bow. So there you go. One more little looky poo. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take these off before it messes up the paste. Okay, so I'll get that glued, get it sealed, and I will post a pic up on my Facebook. So I just want to go over a few things. Ashley says she loves the messy bow. Margie says it's her favorite bow. You have 2 more days to take advantage of the mini mayhem. So if you join as a designer and purchase a perks pack, or you join as as a new club member, you will get 12 free mini icon transfers, and those are the 12 up designs on a B-size transfer. So basically you will get 144 different designs for free, and that bumps up the retail value of the perks pack that is $99. It bumps that retail price up to over $400 if you're joining as a designer. If you join as a Club Couture member, a new Club Couture member, you are getting 144 designs or $192 US value for free. That's huge. So if you've ever been on the fence about Club Couture, this definitely is the month to join. Also because next month's design is super cute. So that's a mini mayhem that goes on through October 15th. So 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time on maybe Eastern, I don't know. By midnight of October 15th, that will be over. So definitely take advantage of that while you can. It's also Transfer Palooza. So if you buy 3 transfers, you get 1 free. So every time you add 4 transfers to your cart, 1 of those is free. So if you put in 8 transfers, then 2 of those are free. If you put in 12, 3 of those are free, so on and so forth. So that would be a great way to get a head start on some of your Christmas shopping. If you are a club member, again, another reason to join Club Couture this month. Join Club Couture, get your 12 free mini icon transfers, and you can get the 4th transfer free. And when you spend $100 as a Club Couture member, you get a free 8.5 by 11 London frame, which is the porcelain magnetic. It's the magnetic steel surface, and you get a package of board erasers. That also, I think it's still available. I can check. Let me check really quick. Yep. That will unlock the ability to purchase the color of the month, which is Napa. It is still available, which is a shocker with it being at the middle of the month. But with a $75 purchase, you can unlock the ability to purchase Napa, and you can purchase up to 3. Is that about it? There, There are Halloween transfers, and chalk shapes are 50% off. So this Fright This Way and the hand cutout are 50% off. I do have a cart link in the description of the video. There are lots of other Halloween themed items. Those are on 50% off through the 31st. Sorry, I got a tickle. The new nativity set came out. I just got mine today, so I hope to be. I'll start working on that. Really pretty. It is $150. It is slightly pricey, but you get a lot of bang for your buck. You get the wood crash. You get the 11 chunky cutouts. You get 2 D-size transfers. Those are $40 each. So there's $80 right there just in transfers. Your paste single is almost 50, or your shimmer gold is almost 15. So you're already at 100 just between the transfers and the paste. So that's a really good deal, I think, once you take it all into consideration. Here's a larger picture of it. And then lastly, we do have the Club Couture transfer for this month. It is called Abundantly Blessed. I will be working on it, using it again on Monday. I may try to squeeze in another live this weekend, but I'm not positive. But I'll definitely be live again on Monday with that club transfer and the shape. I forgot to use the shape this last time, so I will use it on Monday. I'm going to go ahead and hop off for the evening. Don't forget there's a solar eclipse tomorrow. It starts at, it would be 10 Central Time-ish, 10:30-ish. It's supposed to be cloudy here, so I doubt we see much of it. But if you get a chance, go outside and check that out. So I hope you have a great evening. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will definitely see you back on Monday. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. It was kind of a lengthy live, but it was a fun live. And I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching.